was surprised, must admit, that who appointed Van Nistelrooy in the summer. Was it Ten Hag? Was it Ineos? And then you'd always expect that usually the assistant goes with the first team coach or manager as Ten Hag, but they gave Van Nistelrooy the opportunity to manage the team for those games. And then he departs after that. So I'm not quite sure the rationale behind that at all, So clearly the new manager, new coach, had a big sway or a big view of whether Van Nistelrooy was a big part of the trials and tribulations. But remember, he was only there from the summer, so I'm not quite sure how much of an influence, how much of a positive or negative influence Ruud could have been. So he did well, got the bounce, and now all eyes are on the new coach, potentially a new system, and maybe a new style, a new philosophy of how to play football. Well, the biggest challenge is winning games. That's what he's come in to do, Manchester United, and haven't been very good at winning games. They haven't been very good at scoring many goals either. They've scored 3 goals in the game versus Leicester, but Leicester could quite comfortably and easily, if they'd been a bit more clinical, scored a number of goals themselves. So it was a very open game. There's 2 parts to it. I think that the defence has seemed to be a little bit more efficient. Maybe that's because they've had a more consistency with regards to the players that have been available. I think that Luke Shaw has been and always will be a big miss for him, because I don't think that anyone has come close to fitting into the left back position as well as he does, and indeed even sometimes the left sided centre half. I do think that I've got a number of players, defenders now, that may suit the philosophy previously about playing with 3 at the back, how that looks, whether it's 3 centre backs, or whether it's 2 centre backs, a full back, whether it's 2 full backs, a centre back. We're quite intrigued to see how that is going to transpire. But I think your thing is about getting performances out of players. The last few games, Bruno has looked a bit like the player he was when he first came to Manchester United. He's and for whatever reason, he has a greater influence on the pitch and looks a little bit happier. If players are happy, they'll perform better. And I suppose he's got to really sort out some kind of forward line and his idea of how they should be playing. Garnacho recently has been unhappy and upset by some things. You've got Anthony, who's been nowhere to be seen with regards to being on the pitch, and a lot of people still continue to question Marcus. Does he deserve to play? Does he do enough? Is he working hard enough? And then you've got Højlund, and then you've got Zirkzee, who the story is that the Ten Hag didn't want him, and they certainly didn't want somebody to come in that was several kilograms overweight, which would appear to be the case with Zirkzee. Still a lot of real potential, and we keep talking about potential with all those players, particularly Garnacho and Højlund. But they need to start scoring a lot more goals. Need to get themselves into positions where they're going to win, and win consistently, and have a consistent way of playing. All they have to be able to do is basically pick a team that's going to work hard, and that's what you had at Sporting, and that's why they ended up in the last European game beating Manchester City, and beating them well, because they had all the players working full out for the whole of the game. I think that's something that everyone would suggest that hasn't happened at Manchester United for a long time. So yeah, can he get them running around? After that, can he get them playing? Can he find a way of winning? And also the go to that with the the understanding that Manchester United and Manchester United's teams throughout history have been attacking. They've always scored more goals than they have conceded, and that's what people want. That's why people get tickets, and there's great desire to have tickets, particularly to go to Old Trafford to watch attacking football, good football, and playing with a certain confidence, not arrogance. And we've not seen a lot of that for a while. It's just been dull football. So I think that's the thing. Off the pitch, as much as he's been a manager at one of the biggest clubs in Portugal, Manchester United is just huge. Say the previous things, I think that Wilcox and Dan have also, and then the new chief executive, all of them, I think, probably got maybe more of an idea of what Manchester United is all about, and that how newsworthy things are every single day. I think where they've been previous, and not just newsworthy in Manchester, but newsworthy throughout the world. And I think that takes a little bit of getting used to. Particularly this is always very easy to have fake news, I suppose. There's plenty of that going about and all over the place. So I think dealing with the expectations of what Manchester United is, kind of the history of Manchester United and what his role within that is, and hopefully also that he is fluent in English. You know, then his first press conference he answered most of the questions, if not all, in Portuguese, and then it was the media were told that when he's in post he will answer them in English, which is quite an interesting scenario. So we'll find that out, because as long as he's inspiring, I mean, and he's more coherent. I mean, I found Ten Hag, some of the things he said difficult to understand. Now, whether that was him trying to get something across and not quite being able to do it with his with the accent he had, and maybe the sort of choice of words. So hopefully that'll be better. Players just like simple messages. Maybe that was one of the things that could be a problem in the past. You know, don't make things too complicated. I think could qualify for Europe. I can't see. I mean, as I've said for a while, I can't see United, with looking at the players, looking at the squad, finishing in the top four. And I don't think they're anywhere close to the teams that are that have in the last couple of years finished up there. If you're looking at Liverpool at the top, Manchester City and Arsenal, they're, for me, they're nowhere near the standard of player and the standard performance that those teams have continued to show. So top six, I think, would be about right, considering the number of games they've already lost. So yeah, so you've got to really go on. I know there's not a lot of points between 4th and 13th, and things can change very, very quickly. But top six, I think, would be something like that. And I would have said that even Ten Hag would have said, you know, if they're top six, because they haven't, despite spending again a lot of money. I don't think I don't think they've closed the gap, and indeed, maybe in some ways they've allowed that gap to increase.